When you're doing that sort of work, what are the biggest challenges you face with the data? Both with your, I think, if you could answer it in sort of two hats.
Okay.
A hat as the cedent hat when you sort of worked on the buying side, but also now your hat as a reinsurer, as an inwards writer. Where do you see the biggest challenges in getting the data together, understanding the data, trying to get a bottoming out of what your book is doing? What are the difficulties that you had there and have there?
Yeah, I think on the I'll answer first with my old hat. I suppose on the cedent space was, a lot of companies, especially the larger ones, were built on top or out of other companies, right? So you've got different legacy systems. Oh, this was the firm we acquired 20 years ago, but we never changed it, or this is in a different country, especially on global programs, or different ways of reporting it. So just to get that data together and in shape, right, I think was a huge challenge. And then to say, okay, now I've got this data, and how do I adjust? How do I change it, right? So I think that's just the process of getting it organized, and then as well trying to understand, well, inflation is not one rate, right? It changes depending on where you are, what you're buying, what you're looking at, and how has my own book changed, right? So I would say it's getting that data together and making those adjustments. And then with my new hat, I would say it's those same sorts of questions, but then also everyone's sending you something different.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're trying to do things like, we have a good-sized casualty book, for example, and if you're trying to go through an exercise, as people are more worried about regional banks in the U.S., you might say, okay, what is my exposure to a particular bank? If you're going to do that, all of your students might have put the bank name somewhere else.
Yeah.
Right? So you have that exercise as on the actuarial side that ends up on your desk typically to try to get it organized and put it somewhere. Right? And the way I kind of pitch it to people is say, look, I'm on the clock. I've got to get a quote. I'm dealing with all this data. I'm going to do the best I can. But do you really want to have data delivered in such a way that the person putting a price on it is in a really bad mood by the time they have to make that pick, right? And whereas if it's nice and easy and clean, you can get there. So I think that's, those are probably the issues that I would see.